Okay, so what's up guys? Today we're doing a replay analysis on Doc Sean's Vayne, and it's been a while since I've actually done one of these. I'll talk a little bit about why in a minute. Basically I think this is like a silver, gold kind of elo level, so it should be pretty interesting to see what goes on and how it differs from my games, I guess, just for me. I'll talk a little bit while they're just messing around. Basically, I haven't done one of these for a while because honestly it takes a lot of time to actually get replays working for me. And if I get a replay to work, then it's like an hour of my time to actually make a commentary, and some of the games aren't worth making commentaries about because not that there's so many things people did wrong, just that I don't feel like I can help by making a video. I feel like it'd have to be like a one-on-one Skype conversation in order for me to help them. That's why I haven't really made a video about this for like quite a while. So this is a 48-minute game. I'm going to try and fast forward what I can while still hitting on the main points really. First thing I noticed, it's not a bad thing, it's just a questionable thing for whatever you want to do. You started boots and 3 potions. Obviously you have lifesteal quints, so that's pretty okay. But in general, okay, so you almost got a first blood there. You could have potentially cleansed the exhaust and gone for the Ezreal, but that's, you know, neither here nor there really. Here you're being scared, which you should be. Alistar's getting hit, whatever. I'm not sure if you're joking when it's Alistar, but I'll presume that you are, just because you bottom 2 picks. I'm not sure if you said in the email or not, and I don't really want to go check, so... If you're not, obviously it's a hard situation. So, again, I'll go back to this. You started boots 3 potions. I think that's really fine on Vayne, don't get me wrong. I just think, nowadays, boots gives 25 move speed. Like, that's not the biggest amount of move speed in the game. And if you're doing the item mode I like to do on Vayne, where you get a really fast blade, because I feel like it allows you to just beat people 1v2, you're putting yourself behind on gold, just because you're not getting a longsword to start with. And like, if you're not getting a longsword to start with, you're not gaining that much value from the health potion, but I mean, you're not really losing value either, so it's kind of like a questionable thing really. So I'm going to fast forward this 2 times because you don't really need to watch this really in depth unless something happens. But just take that in mind that sometimes boots isn't the best idea. So here you're being aggressive, which is fine. Again, one more thing while you're laning is that if you have lifesteal quints, you don't really need to buy 3 health potions because you have so much lifesteal anyway with Alistar heal as well. That like, I feel like 3 health potions just goes to waste. Kind of. I feel like longsword 2 potions would have been the ideal start for me personally in this game. Maybe you feel differently, but that's how I personally would have played this game. So you max some Q, which is the right thing to do. And one thing I've noticed actually, I'm not going to pause to talk about this. Basically, you're at 25 creep kills and he's at 28, but you've had him kind of on the back foot the whole laning phase. So I kind of feel like either you've missed creeps, which I haven't paid attention to that much, or you've missed creeps. Basically, there's only one way to put it, you've missed creeps. I mean, you missed one there, I noticed. Wukong ganks it, you cleansed probably nothing, I think. But I'm not going to go back and watch that, because in a 48-minute game, honestly, the laning phase is kind of the least important part of doing a replay analysis, because everyone can learn from laning phases, but in reality, it's not what loses you these long games. So I'm going to fast forward as much as I can while still maintaining kind of relevance to the game, and basically that. Also, one more thing with going boots is you don't actually have enough AD to last hit under the tower, which I presume, I watched this at 1 time, so we'll see if it actually loses your creeps or not. This one should be lost there. No, so can you last hit range creeps? No. So here you see, you can't actually last hit range creeps because you went, the starting items you went, so you're missing creeps because of that. It's a really minor thing, obviously, but it all adds up, so that's something to take notice of because, you know, then creeps really do add up. Here I'd like to see you pushing the wave because honestly, like, when you're at this point, you want to recall and buy before level 6 on Vayne because that's when he hits his strength. If you're not recalling before 6, I think you're doing it wrong personally because, like I said, you hit your strength at 6. And especially with Alistar, like, Alistar Vayne is sick at level 6. So here the gank comes in, you didn't use your ultimate for some reason, which you could have chased down better with, but I mean, okay, you still got killed, whatever. Minor mistake, maybe you don't have the mana for it, so I'll just ignore that. Here you should be pushing, there's no reason to like freeze the lane here, you're actually going to miss creep kills because you're freezing it. So you missed actually almost like 4 creep kills here because you weren't pushing the lane. It's minor, but it's something. And here again, you could have actually pushed this to the tower. and made Ezreal lose more CS rather than recalling, and like you're losing awkward creep kills. Like if you don't want to lose a cannon minion in these kind of games. 42 gold is a lot. Like you actually just missed maybe like, I don't know, what would it be? 160 gold almost. You just missed for no reason, even more. Yeah. So that's a lot of gold to miss as an AD carry. I mean, the whole point of being an AD carry is to farm, and you, in general, like it's just a lot of gold. Like it's a massive amount of gold to lose, really. So you get a nice kill on Zyra here. I'm going to talk about your item choices really quick. I think Berserker Graze is either a mistake or it's going to be good. I don't know. Like it's one of them items where it's amazing at the same time as it's really bad, because I think brushing blade is the strongest thing you can do on Vayne. You don't need boots to do it. So by buying boots, you delay your blade, obviously. And if you'd have just bought a dagger, you get like almost the same attack speed from a dagger as you do from buying Berserker Greaves. So my computer just froze for a second there. I hope that doesn't look awkward. Teamfight goes down. You're chasing and getting kills, which is good. Rampage, page, apparently. And you're getting back to farming, which is good. Look at your gold. You're at 1.5k. I think from your items it's like 2,400, maybe? Nah, that's some Vamp Scepter. Okay, so you can probably buy a blade pretty soon, is basically what I'm getting at. I can't do the math at the moment, it's like 4 in the morning and I'm pretty tired. But I presume this is blade, otherwise you wouldn't recall. So yeah, you got a blade. It's still an early blade, like 12-minute blade is sick, don't get me wrong. If you're getting a blade at 12 minutes, you're doing something right. Here you should pop your armor and just run at this Ezreal. Like, there's no reason not to. Even if you don't see this Wukong, you don't see him. You probably still win this 2v3. Like, honestly, we'll see what you do. Okay, so you're playing the passive route, which is fine. I guess you're going to wait for the Wukong to go away or something before you try something. We'll see. This is the point of the game, though, where I'd like for you to be trying to get kills more, really. You know they're in there, so... Wait, do you... No, you didn't know they were in there, actually. That was their ward, okay. So you popped your armor. You know, one-time just and see how you actually use this team fight. You got knocked up, unfortunate. You have used your blade active on Ezreal. Okay, so that's good. You're hitting whatever's closest. Took a bit much damage there, but it's not really that relevant. And back to farming. So you're winning your lane like pretty hard. You're 4-0. You've got creep kills up on Ezreal now. So I really struggle to see where this goes wrong, but I guess maybe your team fighting isn't the best. That's the only way I can see this going wrong, really. So here you're going to pick up another kill by the looks of it. And Katrina's just doing... I'm sorry I said it wrong. Katarina is doing massive damage. You get another dragon. Or maybe that's the first dragon, actually. It probably is. And you're 5-0 now. And you have dragon. I really wonder how you lose this game. Unless Jarvan is like massive, I don't know how you lose this. Here you could definitely kill this Ezreal. It's a really minor thing, but like, well, it's not really minor actually because it's a free kill. Whenever you have your armor and you have blade on Vayne, it basically gives you a free kill. Like, okay, he has flash and barrier, but you blow his flash and barrier for your armor and blade, which is every time it's worth a trade. So there's that, I guess. And even here, like, you eat the Ezreal away, but I think in reality, like, you and Alistar, if you're duoing with him, which I don't know if you are again, like, okay, he's low HP, but your damage is so absurd when you have a blade that I wouldn't make them go away from fights that they're trying to take with you, if that makes sense. Like, if they want to fight you, fight them, because you win. What is your item choice going to be, I wonder? This could be where the game goes wrong, basically. So here, again, you put your armor really late here. I'm not sure you're going to kill him because he actually has barrier. But basically, like, your armor gives you AD, obviously. It gives 40 AD, which is actually a massive amount of AD. And if you look at his health here, you hit him, I think, 5 times before the armor pop. And he's got 213 health. So, like, if you actually popped your armor here, that was 200 extra damage. Like, 5 times 40 is 200. I mean, obviously that doesn't factor armor in, but in common, simple terms, that's extra damage. So this bolt that was firing into him here would kill him. He'd be dead near, so you wouldn't have to bother with Ezreal. So using your armor, don't be scared to use it on Vayne. Like, I think that's a massive thing. Its cooldown is so short that you don't really need to use it. And obviously you're taking 3 damage here because of the like extra damage, which you could have been using on Wukong or even Zyra. So I wouldn't say a pretty big mistake there, but I mean it's enough of a mistake that you probably make it more often in the game, because you either use your ultimate like freely or you save it. And I don't think you change your gameplay much if you're doing that, basically. So Wukong got 500 gold. You couldn't really have avoided it, but I mean, you could have made it a bit more clean. Here again, like, you're being very aggressive. I like that. And you used your ultimate late. I'm not sure if it was up or not. I'm gonna rewind that super quick. Hopefully it doesn't crash. Yeah, okay, it didn't crash. So presuming low replay isn't bugged, even though they, oh wow, that's horrible. That looks horrible, but whatever. Yeah, so you had your ultimate this whole time. I would have definitely used it for more damage, because again, you've put yourself in a situation where, had you used your ultimate, he has 160 health, you've already hit him 5 times. 5 times 4, again, 200. He'd be a dead Ezreal here, and you wouldn't have to bother with anything else. You wouldn't have to cleanse this exhaust to kill him. So that's like, it looks minor, but in reality, it's like a massive, massive thing. So you're down 2 kills here. Well, not 2 kills, because you did get the Ezreal kill. But you're down a kill for sure, because you didn't use your ultimate. And I wish I could fix this horrible kill-death ratio thing. I don't know how that's broken so badly, but you know, whatever. Fight comes off here, you get a kill. Yeah, fine, whatever. You should be... I don't know what I would do here as an AD carry. I'd probably recall here because you have gold. Like, hopefully gold works. Oh, you don't even have gold, you have 700 gold. So what did you actually buy? You bought a Zeal. I don't know. It's like a coin flip situation buying that Zeal. Like, if you get Blade into Phantom Dancer, for example, like, it's really strong for kiting and chasing people down. But at the same time, you lack a lot of damage when Jarvan comes in the game. Because, okay, like, you can use your passive to get damage on Jarvan, but at the same time, it doesn't give you the raw damage that an Infinity Edge gives. Like, you have enough lockdown on your team, you have an Alistar Pulverize, you have a Pantheon Stun, you have a Mumu Bandage and Ultimate, and you have Katrina, oh my god, I can't say that name, just to like clean the game up. And buying a Zeal puts you in an awkward situation where like, this kind of thing happens. Okay, so here you knew that Zed was mid lane, and you knew Zarya was here, kinda, because you kind of saw the vision. You can't fight a Zed without Barrier or Quicksilver Sash. And I mean, you're going to try to, obviously, but you really can't. And he's going to ultimate you, and then kill you, I guess. Yeah, so you just die there by Zed, which is whatever. Your cat picks up a kill, it's okay, it's not the worst thing in the world, it almost gets 2 kills. Okay, so you said yawn in chat, I guess that means like, oh, I hate dying by Zed, yeah, fine. And I'll talk about your Iron Bird really quick, we won't pause the game to talk about that. Basically, you're going for this Iron Bird where you want attack speed, which is okay. But by betting 2 Doran's Blade, it's not going to save you from Zed ever, and you wasted 900 gold again. Like, and also you bought a boost enchant, which is another like 475 gold. So that's like 1500 gold you're kind of thrown away this game, in my opinion. That is basically a Quicksilver Sash. And if you had a Quicksilver Sash with the items you had now, it'd allow you to do anything you wanted to, because you could not die by Vayne, because you could cleanse his ultimate. So, by building the items you built, like, you're putting yourself into a situation where you're going to die by Zed every single time. And, you bought a Zeal, which is fine, but, in my opinion, when you build a Zeal, it's like to chase people down. Especially, like, when you have a Blade, because you can chase down so hard with a Blade and a Zeal. So, this, like, extra 12% move speed on your boots is 100% unnecessary to chase down, because building a Zeal already is, in my opinion, like, not the best thing in the world after a Blade, because you're going for like a % damage build, which is okay, but it doesn't give you the raw damage like an Infinity Edge would give you. If you have Blade Infinity Edge, your damage output is so high, it's actually kind of insane. But by going a Phantom Dancer, like, you kind of put yourself a little bit less damagey because you lack raw AD, basically. You have a lot of attack speed and a lot of % damage, but you lack raw AD. Which against squishy targets, obviously you do less damage because flat AD is better against squishy targets. So, okay, so here, massive fight comes down. You're a bit close to the tower, honestly. You get knocked up, and I presume you just die. Yeah, so you just died there. I'm not going to watch that back because it was pretty obvious why you died. And, yeah, it's just kind of pointless to watch back. So your team got absolutely smashed there by the looks of it. And they're going to get maybe mid for it? Nah. So you're pinging Baron. This is a good Baron call in my opinion. Like, you have so much % damage, like I said before, that you can just kill Baron. And by the looks of it, you get a free Baron. Yeah, so there's a good Baron call, whoever made that. And massive pings back. Wow, okay. So you completed your Phantom Dancer. Now at this point, you really need to be thinking about doing a Quicksilver Sash, because okay, you have cleanse, but you can't cleanse Zed's ultimate. That's what's going to kill you. Like, you can already see, I've already watched his replay once or twice, so I know that Zed ends up killing you quite often. And it's the biggest flaw, in my opinion, in this game that you made. You didn't build a Quicksilver Sash. You didn't have barriers, so you couldn't tank the ultimate either, so you just left yourself in a position to just kind of die. Which is kind of like an awkward space to be in, really. So let's watch this fight. So here, another thing is, Vayne's attack range obviously isn't the biggest in the game, and when you have someone initiating like this, it's actually quite hard to do anything, because they're on the tower, and if you get hit once, you kind of die. I'll watch this a little bit slower, and see what you're actually going to hit. So you should be hitting the first thing near you. Instead you really, I think, by the looks of it, you try to right click Zed, and instead of attack clicking, this is the biggest mistake here. If you had attack clicked, you wouldn't have moved this far in. Instead you moved into the Zyra ultimate, got Zed ultimate, got Wukong ultimate, got Jarvan ultimate, and just died. Like, your positioning in that fight was really quite bad, honestly. As an AD carry, if you want to position like that, you need to face something that's way tanky, maybe like a Graves. Even then, you're still pretty dead. And this Ezreal gets 2 kills. So Ezreal gets a lot of gold there as well. I mean, it wasn't really 100% your fault, because the Mumu went way too deep with a Vayne. But at the same time, like, you didn't have any reason to be where you were. Like, it's so risky to be that far in. And you still don't have a Quicksilver Sash or anything that's close to a Quicksilver Sash, which is quite scary. You picked up a kill on Ezreal there, which is nice. And I guess you get inhibitor for this. Okay, so they're doing some stuff, whatever. Zed doesn't kill you. No, okay. I'm still failing to see like where this game actually kind of loses. Okay, you're messing around a lot at this turret. This should be the time you back off. Yeah, so you back off. This is good. Now let's see what you buy. So I guess this is Last Whisper, yeah. Okay, this is something I really want to talk about. You went for this kind of build where you got a blade which just does attack speed and percent damage. You got a Phantom Dancer to make that blade stronger and you can crit. And then you got a Last Whisper. Honestly, I think this is like the biggest mistake you could make this game. Because you have 213 AD. Getting a Last Whisper is like... God knows what this guy's talking about, I'm confused. Yeah. Getting a Last Whisper at this point of the game is like, you're not doing any AD damage to them, really, in comparison to other damage. So like, you're kind of ignoring your armor with the items you've already built, in reality. And, because you have W for like percent damage as well, obviously. So buying a Last Whisper, you're ignoring something... You're ignoring 35% of their armor, but you're not even really caring about their armor. So, building a Last Whisper is like a complete waste, in my opinion, of 2,300 gold. It could have been like the starts for an Infinity Edge, or etc. Instead it's just like awkward armor reducing item. So here you rolled into a Zyra ultimate, Zed ultimates you, you get Jarvan ultimate, and you just die. So again, you're way out of position there. It's harder than Mumu, who keeps going in like this, obviously. You should have just hit the tower, maybe. Because dying is the worst thing you can be doing at this point of the game. So that's like 3 deaths now, I think, because you've been out of position in team fights. That's quite costly. And they might even get an inhibitor for it. Yeah, so they almost get an inhibitor, whatever. So, you beat this Ezreal end lane, and let's look now. Okay, so he's got a weird item build in general, it's quite good. He has 302 AD, Zed has 329, and you have 203. And obviously AD isn't, like I said, it's not the most important factor in the game, but when you had the start you had, and you only have that much AD at this point in the game, it's a scary point to be at. And instead you put a Giant Spell, which is not going to save you. Like, a Giant Spell does not save you against Zed's ultimate. You need to have a Quicksilver Sash. And again, Zed's going to find you here. You push him back, you blade him, and then you die by Zed. Basically by himself. And there's not much you could have done, because you don't have anything to stop it. And Zed's going to keep killing you every single fight. Like, and then Ezreal's going to clean up, because Ezreal's pretty strong. And no one's hitting Ezreal, because they don't really have a Zed to kill him. So, it's like... This is where the game goes wrong, obviously. Like, Ezreal's getting really fed now. And you don't have anything to stop this Zed killing you. At all. So they got an inhibitor before you got an inhibitor, which I would never have guessed looking at this game at the start. So they got dragon as well. It's really unfortunate. And again, you're going for this odd fight here. You get Jarvan on edge, which is okay. We'll see what happens, I guess. So you roll out the Jarvan on good play. You're hitting him, you're hitting him. This looks good. Zed's coming in from the side here. You need to know. You know Zed's coming in from the side, so you roll away. That's smart play. Then you walk back into Zed. You're actually walking like on top of his head here. And that might not kill you. No, so it almost kills you. But you went way too close to him for no reason really there. And I guess you get an inhibitor for this. Hopefully. Yeah, so you get an inhibitor here, which is good. But I mean, like I said before, I presume this game ends because Zed ultimates you and you die and then your team gets wiped. Because you have like Pantheon, which is kind of useless late game. And you have just squishy heroes, but not really. Like you have this awkward team which doesn't have much synergy. But it can work if you get resets. So you built a Frozen Mallet here. Again, I want to talk about the math behind this. Like, you have 14,000 gold. That Frozen Mallet could be an Infinity Edge. And that Last Whisper could be a Quicksilver Sash. I would prefer that item build so much more at this point in the game. Like, just think if you had Quicksilver Sash, Phantom Dancer, Blade, Infinity Edge. You would be so much stronger than you are at this point in the game. Instead, you only have 227 AD with 30% crit, which is honestly not a lot. And your armor regeneration, again, is quite high, but you're not hitting armor because you don't have enough AD to like really hit armor. So, I think that's the biggest mistake you made this game. You don't think about item choices enough to the point where it's like really, really effective because you have enough creep kills. You have more creep kills than your team, so you're obviously better at creep killing than your team, and you have a decent score. But obviously, I can't see that, but I presume you have a decent score. But your item choice really, really lacks. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. So we'll watch this team fight because I guess something happens majorly here. You're scared of Zed, which is the right thing to be. You go in, you start hitting things, which is good. You need to ultimate earlier, again, like this is something I've noticed. You really need to ultimate earlier. You push Zed away, Zed dies. That's good. So you should win this, you should easily clean this fight up. Yeah, you're gonna clean this fight up, majorly. Okay. So what do you do off that? You need to go get a tower or something. Yeah, so you go for top tower, which is the right play. For some reason, everyone pinged you to back. I don't understand why, because that was... oh, it died anyway, so whatever. I guess it didn't really matter that much. 40 minutes into the game, both supports getting Ruby Sightstones. Seems legit. That's quite odd. Other than that, I'm not sure what you're going for in terms of items now. So Zyra died? Are you going to get another tower for that? This is like a decent comeback at this point in the game. I guess we'll see. Okay, so I guess this is like the penultimate bit where something goes wrong. You dodge Jarvan EQ, you get hit by Ezreal Ultimate, which is fine. Zed's running at you, he gets caught in a Moon Ultimate, you walk back into him, and Zed dies, pretty good. And then, by the looks of your HP from how much damage everyone's taken, this is like the Ezreal quadra kill waiting to happen. Double kill, even a pentakill maybe. I don't know, we'll see. Oh, triple kill. Yeah, so Ezreal gets a quadra kill, I guess. Yeah, there's the Ezreal quadra kill. So, it wasn't 100% your fault at all. That was like kind of a team thing. But I mean, you can't do enough damage, I guess, that's the thing. Like, you've put yourself in this awkward spot where you're Vayne, but you can't do enough damage, which is like the worst spot to be in as Vayne, because you really need to do damage as Vayne. And you just can't. So Pantheon goes in there, gets exhausted. Just dies by the looks of it. He kills Ezreal though, which is pretty good. And, oh, he's not going to kill it. No. So he gets Zyra too, somehow. God knows how. And then... so you built up your sword here. You still don't have a Quicksilver Sash. Like, I can't stress the importance of having a Quicksilver Sash in this game. You get Jarvan on edge, you flash out, which is good. You're wary because the Zed's going to kill you if you get near, obviously. You see, you're so scared because you can't do damage to people. Like, if you had a Quicksilver Sash, you could have just hit this guy and probably killed him in 3 hits. Instead you almost it, which is fine. Zed almost you get hit twice and you're dead. That's it, dead. So Zed gets a kill there, which is really unfortunate. And then they clean up a couple of kills. They get 3 kills, maybe in a Mumu. No. And that was without Ezreal there. So like, Zed one hitting you is like losing you the game at a point because you can't do enough damage because you're not letting yourself get close enough because you're so scared of Vayne. So scared of Zed even. Which is fine to be scared of Zed, but you could have built items way better to not be scared of Zed. Just watch this last fight. I presume Zed almost you or something and you just die. Let's see. Zed almost you. He's on top of your head. You pinned him into the tower, which is really nice. And he almost kills you. Oh man. But then your team's just kind of dying to Ezreal because no one can hit him. Yeah, Ezreal's just like beasting people now. And here you could have put home guards, but you got this awkward like fur enchant instead, so you couldn't really get there quick enough. And then the game ends, I guess. Wow, that Ezreal does so much damage too. Wow. So really, like, in conclusion to this video, your item choice really let you down because you couldn't deal with Zed at all. And the first Mallet didn't do anything because you weren't chasing people down. Like, you had this kind of item build where you wanted to chase people down, but you weren't strong enough to chase people down because Zed kept one-hitting you, basically. And like, you took cleanse, but honestly, you really didn't do much at all with it this game because there was only like a Zara ultimate to cleanse. So taking barrier would have been like way superior, I think, because you almost lived a lot of times against the Zed ultimate, but you didn't. Like, the gold was really, really close this game. And ultimately what it came down to was, early game you did really well, mid game you did pretty well, late game you got one hit by Zed every single team fight and did 0 damage. So like, your team was basically playing without an AD carry for quite a while. Whereas Ezreal did quite bad early game, did okay mid game, and then absolutely became amazing late game. Because if you look at the AD numbers late game, he had 375 AD with like really sick items. Zed had 428 AD and you had 297. It's just not really like a good number to be at as a late game AD carry. Like 48 minutes into the game, having 297 AD is just really scary for me because like you don't do any damage with that kind of AD. Obviously your Vayne, so you have quite a lot of AD from your ultimate, it gives 55. But even then, like you just don't have the raw damage or the Quicksilver Sash to let you get close to people because Vayne's all about being close to people and then having the mechanics of tumble and allowing you to cleanse. Like if you cleanse that ultimate instantly, you just tumble away and kill him every single time. Instead you like wasted a lot of gold. You wasted probably like upwards of 6,000 gold this game, which is a massive amount of gold to waste, like honestly. So yeah, basically that's the conclusion to this game. Your item choice really let you down. And you could have tumbled away from more things, obviously, but in reality, it was 100% your item choice that lost you this game. And even though your team made it a bit awkward for you at times by diving really hard, I think ultimately you lost this game for your team. Just because, like I said, you didn't have enough damage. Your team was basically playing without an AD carry because you were too scared to do anything. So that's the conclusion to that. And if you want to send me a replay, send one to rumiahreplays@gmail.com. I'll put it in the description box. But honestly, if you're still watching at this point in the game, I'm probably going to start doing coaching soon because I've hit like Diamond 3. And I'm going to try and get Diamond 1 before I start because I think that's the level I should be at before I start coaching. But if you're at this far, please send me like an inbox or an email or even just leave a comment at what you're kind of like, if you're going to buy coaching from me or anybody really, what your price range would be at and what you'd expect from that kind of coaching. Because that's something I think I should do. I should make videos, but I think coaching is kind of like what I should be doing more because it allows you to teach people 1v1 more. Because like I said, I get a lot of people asking me in League and inboxing me, and I get a lot of people like at least like 4 or 5 a day ask me, hey, please can you help me? Please can you watch this replay? And I don't mind, but I literally just don't have the time to help these people. And I feel like if I offer a paid service, then people who really want my help can get my help, and I'm not just shunning them off to the side. So yeah, thanks for watching this video.